Hey team, I just wanted to connect with you guys over a quick video. Thought this would be easier than sending out a crazy text. What a fun first night kickoff. I'm so excited for this year. And I was going back through some of the numbers. We had 39 middle schoolers, 14 first-time visitors. That's pretty cool. And we had like 28 high schoolers. So we're hitting that like 70 number. So as I'm thinking through small groups for this next week, we're gonna be starting with the importance of life in community as our lesson and going through Acts 2. So you can read through the early church. I'm gonna just briefly touch on Acts 2, I think around 42 through the end of the chapter. But as we break into small groups, what I'm thinking for the first month is we're gonna kind of experiment with some different kids being with different leaders, and I'm just gonna rely on you guys to give some input on how that's going, and then we'll kind of reevaluate once we get through September. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have students find one person to pair up with so that they can have at least that comfort level, and then I'll number off the pairs and send them to designated locations with a designated leader. So again, the goal of this first month is to kind of mix up students and leaders and locations. So and then the leaders will just report back throughout this first like 4 weeks through this Life of Community series, and then we'll reevaluate. So the 7 small group locations are: number 1, youth room risers, right here where I'm standing. Location 2 is youth room couches. Not sure how that's going to work, but two groups in the youth room. And then worship center west, over behind me. Worship center west, worship center east, and then commons west, commons east, and then office as a 7th location if it's not being used for another life group. So we'll have a slide that either Jessica or I will create, and we'll have the number that coordinates to the location. So for example, location 1 is youth room risers, and then I'll assign a youth leader to that location. So youth room risers, Paul. Youth room couches, Jessica. So we'll just, and then I'll assign the pairs to that location. So hopefully that makes sense. We'll give it a shot, see how it goes. Again, I didn't want to try to explain that over text, but if we have right around 40 middle school kids, we need about 7 groups. 6 times 7 is 42, so we have about 6 kids in each group, and I'm guessing we could have more than that. So we just need to be ready for anything. All hands on deck, and looking forward to another week and getting these kids into small groups. I'm gonna try to leave 20-25 minutes for the small group time, and let me show you guys the small group questions will be in our little, gosh, why can't I find it? In our little folder. And you guys will start off with kind of a pretty generic question as a group. Let's brainstorm different ways that meeting together with other Christians can impact us personally, and let's try to be as specific as possible. So some of your kids, you're gonna have to kind of feel out, are they church kids, are they unchurched kids? Maybe start with a more generic question. Brainstorm different ways that meeting in any kind of group can impact us personally. So just being in a group of people, in a group of students. So just make it pretty general. And then as we get down into these questions, name some of the challenges that make it difficult to prioritize meeting together. Maybe you have some kids that are super shy or nervous about being around other kids, and that could be a challenge. Maybe you have kids that just feel like they're not worthy to be with other Christians. I don't know. Just brainstorm with them. How have you been encouraged and supported with other Christians recently? So I think these questions are really amazing and could really lead to some great discussion and conversation. So again, don't do all the talking as the small group leader. Let the kids really jump in, point them back to Scripture. I'm going to try to be really application focused at the end of my message about how community leads to transformation. So again, hope this helps. I'm excited. Let's plan on getting together at 5:45 for prayer, and we will have another amazing week. Thanks, guys.